This is 23 CR 004107E. Emmanuel Bragg, charged with 1 count of simple battery, family violence, 2nd count terroristic threats and acts, 3rd count willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Offense date June 29, 2023. Retrial.
Second arrest, 2018, domestic violence out of South Carolina.
All right, state.
Your Honor, Mr. Braggs, this incident happened at 2025 Hosea L. Williams Road. Defendant yelled at victim Nelms and told him that he will kill her. And then he proceeded to strike her in the face, in her head, and in her throat. And then when officers arrived, the defendant resisted arrest and also turned towards officer in a fighting stance. Considering that there is a domestic case open in South Carolina, and this present case, the state is asking for $5,000 in surety bond, $3,000 for the simple battery, $1,000 for the other 2 charges, 1 day of anger awareness, no further contact with victim Abigail Nelms, stay away from 2025 Hosea L. Williams Road, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, Your Honor. And if the victim is present, Your Honor, I would ask that you sound for the victim at the most appropriate time.
All right. I don't believe victim Abigail Nelms, Ms. Nelms.
I'm here.
Oh, Abby. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Do you wish to make a statement to the court?
Yes, I do.
All right. Let me swear you. Hold on. Let me swear you in first. Raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do.
All right. Put your hand down. And do you still want to have contact with Mr. Braggs at all?
No, I do not.
All right. Are you in fear of Mr. Braggs?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Those are the 2 questions that I'm concerned with today at this bond hearing. This is not your trial. It's not to dispute the facts at this point. Any cross-examination by the state or by the PD?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Go ahead and present Mr. Coleman.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I will be requesting a signature bond from Mr. Braggs. It looks like this is only his 2nd arrest. Last arrest was some 5 years ago out of state. Mr. Braggs is 32 years of age. He does have an address here in Atlanta, Fulton County. Mr. Braggs does have his associate's degree from Colorado Technical University. He is employed at the Marriott Marquis Hotel. He's been working there for the past 2 months. He is the father of 5 children, age range from 3 to 14. Again, we'll be requesting a signature bond based on his very brief criminal history.
Okay. I'm going to order the $5,000 signature bond through the jail. I'm going to, that breakdown will be $3,000 on the simple battery, $1,000 on the other 2. I am going to order no drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. I'm going to order a stay away from 2025 Hosea Williams Road, I believe it was.
That's the wrong address.
Okay, is that where the incident occurred?
It's not. It happened at 349 Decatur Street Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Does the state or the PDs have that other address at all?
No, I just have the residence address for Mr. Bragg, 349 Decatur Street. I explained to him that because that is not his address, his name is not on the lease, he would likely need to find someplace else to stay.
Okay. So the 349 Decatur was his address.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and I think I'm not, I believe that address is for a friend. Well, No, I think it may be Ms. Nelms's address.
Is that your address, Ms. Nelms?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So whose address is the 2025 Hosea Williams, Ms. Nelms?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I don't know where that came from.
oh, okay. Well, I will order a stay away from 349 Decatur Street. And no further contact with Abigail Nelms. And that's all I'm gonna order at this time.
Was that a six bond through the jail or free trial?
Jail,
How much was it?
I'm sorry.
How much?
Oh, 5,000,
Thank you.
3,000 on the simple battery, 1,000 on the other two.
Mr. Brown, come on. Position 2, Brown.
This is 23 CR 004106H. Mr. Brown charged with 1 count of theft by taking. Pretrial.
39 total. Last arrest was in April. Probation. On probation for burglary. 21 SC 179074. He got a 2020 possession of drug-related objects conviction. 2019 failure to appear. 2013 simple battery conviction. That's it.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, this offense occurred June 30th of this year at 532 Wabash Avenue, and this was Mrs. Margaret Bender's home. Mr. Emmanuel called the officers because the defendant had taken Amazon packages off the mentioned location, the porch. He was looking after the house of his neighbor, Mrs. Margaret Bender. Ms. Bender told the officers that the guy in the video took her Amazon packages that contained tennis skirts. Mr. Bender, the person who was watching the home, also stated that she did want to press charges. Officers were able to make contact with the defendant at 510 Wabash Avenue on the porch of an abandoned home. Considering that some of the arrests that the defendant does have, the state is asking for 1,000 surety bond, no further contact with Ms. Bender or Mr. Emmanuel, the person watching the home, and to stay away from location 532 Wabash Avenue, which is Ms. Margaret Bender's home, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, Your Honor.
Okay. And what was your recommendation again?
1,000 surety bond.
Okay. All right, Mr. Coleman.
Yeah, I'd be requesting signature bond for Mr. Brown. He is 64 years of age. He does have an address here in Atlanta, Fulton County. He is currently not working as he is retired. He is a high school graduate. Again, since he is not working, he has no money to post for bond. This is a nonviolent offense. I remind the court at this time that these are just allegations against Mr. Brown. I believe, according to the warrant, that the alleged stolen package was not found in his possession. Again, I'd be requesting a signature bond.
All right, I'm going to order $1,000 surety bond. I'm going to order stay away from 532 Wilbosh Avenue. No further contact with the victim, Margaret Bender. No drugs, alcohol, weapons, or guns while on bond. That should conclude this case.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
Position number 26, Miss Wit.
Good afternoon, Ms. Wit. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 23 CR 004079H with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
For Wit, 25 total. Last was 2019 theft by shoplifting. Got an open shoplifting and obstruction, 15 SC 136537. That's kind of old. DeKalb County got an open disorderly conduct, 2018, 2016 probation, 2015, 2014 probation, and a 2011 battery conviction. That's it.
Okay. Who's presenting?
Honor.
Yes, pronounce your last name, I'm sorry.
Nimini.
Nimini, good afternoon, Ms. Nimini. You can proceed.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. This offense happened June 28th, 2023 at 72 Thayer Avenue Southeast. Officers arrived at the mentioned location. Upon arrivals, officers spoke with Ms. Carolyn Lewis, the victim and the mother of defendant, and they were advised that defendant and Ms. Lewis got into a physical dispute due to defendant spitting on Ms. Lewis. Ms. Lewis also claims that the defendant had been drinking tequila that day, and her mother, Ms. Lewis, was trying to get her to stop drinking prior to this incident. Additionally, Ms. Lewis was able to produce video footage in which the officers reviewed where defendant was inside the home yelling and holding a bottle of alcohol. Defendant could also be heard telling her mother, Ms. Lewis, and I quote, B word, and yelling, I don't give a blank. Additionally, the footage shows Ms. Lewis stating to defendant, call me a bleep again. That is when defendant was seen spitting in her mother's face, who in turn pushed her, and the two began tussling right before the footage ends. Considering that the defendant has numerous failures to appear and numerous probation violation, the state does recommend a $1,500 surety bond with no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no further violent contact with Ms. Lewis. And I would like to sound for Ms. Lewis when it's appropriate.
Okay, and you're asking for no further violent contact?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Kim? You're on mute, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. Sorry about that. Mr. Wit is 31 years old and he is a single. He graduated from high school. He wants to keep his job. We want to make sure that he gets a signature on bond and no further violent contact. We totally have no objection. Thank you.
It's going to be a $1,500 good bond, no further violent contact with Ms. Lewis, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Wit.
Your Honor, may we sound if we need interpreter for Eastern language or no?
Okay, so
My client does not need, but I just wanted to make sure that the witness, whether witness needs or not.
okay, so first of all, tell me who this is.
This is the Kuram case.
Is this the 14?
Yes,
Okay,
and I believe that I see Kuram on the screen.
okay, and what language?
Urdu.
Say it again.
Urdu, URDU.
Okay. And Madam Interpreter, if you will sound and ask if anyone needs an interpreter for the court, please.
यहाँ पर किसी को जरूरत है उर्दू से इंग्लिश और इंग्लिश से उर्दू की? किसी को भी जरूरत है?
Okay, and there is someone on the video with Kuram. Would you inquire as to whether they're going to wish to speak during this hearing?
और यहाँ जो भी मिस करम के साथ आया है या उनके लिए आया है, उनको कोई हेल्प की जरूरत है लैंग्वेज के लिए, उर्दू लैंग्वेज के लिए? I don't hear.
All right, and I see. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Are you able to speak English?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And So therefore, I do not think that we need Madam Interpreter on the line. We so appreciate you staying with us, Madam Interpreter. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. You all have a
Okay.
nice day and a wonderful weekend.
You do the same, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Ms. Kuram. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Counter that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Okay. Courtroom 2, if you could unmute. Thank you. You've been charged in case 23 CR 004089F with hindering a person making an emergency telephone call. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
It's 2020 ag assault terrorist threats. That's open in Superior Court. 23 SC 187091.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 680 Wellingboro Court in Johns Creek, Fulton County, Georgia. They spoke to the victim in this case, Mr. Hassan. He is the husband of the defendant. He advised the law enforcement officers that him and his wife were having a verbal disagreement about childcare. He was trying to take their child to the park. At that time, his wife became angry and she physically attacked him. He attempted to call 911, but at the time she did snatch the phone out of his hand. The state is asking for a $2,000 surety bond, no further contact with the victim, Mr. Kuram Hassan, and a stay away from the incident location. And the victim is on the line, so I would ask that the court sound for him if he would like to provide a statement.
Do you have, Mr. Walker, any information for the court on this aggravated assault and terror
I'm
threats?
looking up as we speak, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Assad. If you would like to address the court, I'll need for you to raise your right hand and I'll have to swear you in. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. Thank you. What would you like to tell the court?
Actually, I just want to add this. She was very angry at me, and she threw my office phone and it got broken.
Okay.
And that was the phone which I was using to make a call. That was the phone I had that time.
And did you call the police in this matter?
I did call police, but she disconnected the call. She threw the phone on the floor, and then they called me back and they asked me what's the situation.
Has this type of incident happened in the past?
Yes, previously, as the solicitor was mentioning, back in 2020.
That's
Okay,
correct, Your Honor. He's the victim in the aggravated assault, and there is no contact with him. So she was in violation of the felony case.
All right. So, Mr. Assad, you understand that that you and is Miss Farzeen Kuram? Is that your wife?
Yes.
Okay, and another court has already ordered that you ought to have no contact. Do you understand that?
Yes. I don't have the notice, but yeah.
Okay.
I just came to know today.
All right. Anything further, sir?
No, not for this particular case.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Ms. Kim?
Yes, my client is 38 years old. She's from Pakistan. Oh, and she had 3 children with Mr. Kuram, 14, 5, and 10 months old, Your Honor. My client is very, very smart. She's a physician at Emory Hospital. She was working there. However, because of the newborn baby, 10-month-old baby, she is not working at this point. About last 2 years, she was not able to work. But she does have an MD, and Your Honor, she's been here in Georgia for the last 15 years, and she does have a job offer to go back, and they want her for full time, and she wants to go back and work. However, because of the culture and there's a lot of pressure for her to stay home, to be a stay-home mom, and she wants to break out of that stereotypical role so she can be more, she can have a more independence. And yet there's a lot of objections from her husband. And Your Honor, my client was actually a victim of long-term domestic violence. And for a last case that is open, which my client is presumed to be innocent, she was not convicted. She was the very victim. However, she is the one who is falsely accused, and because she wanted to protect herself and her children, Your Honor. And my client says that Mr. Kuram was not taking a kid to the park. It was different situation. Anyway, we would like to request for signature on bond and no further contact. My client complies. She's willing to comply that, and she's willing to stay away from him as long as she gets third-party transfer for her 3 children. She would be fine not to have any contact with him. Thanks.
And I just want to make it clear, she's not the victim in the other case, she's the defendant, and there's also a charge of cruelty to children. So we will be objecting to any third-party transfer.
Okay, so Mr. Walker, do you have the underlying bond? You said that there was a no further contact and a stay away.
Yeah, it was a stay away from a different address, so presumably they have moved. But let me get the bond amounts. It was a $30,000, okay. 25,000 signature bond and then a $5,000 surety bond.
Okay.
It was 5,000 on the cruelty to children. So it was a split bond.
Okay, and there was a stay away from Mr. Kuram
No
Assad?
contact, that's correct. No contact with the victim.
Okay, and did it say anything about the children?
It did not. It just said no contact and a stay away from the incident location, no drugs, a one-time visit to pick up belongings.
And the 680, what's the stay away that you're requesting, Mr. Walker?
That is correct. That is their current address.
680 what?
Wellingborough Court in Johns Street.
Can you spell that for me?
WELLINGBROUGH Court, Johns Creek, Georgia.
Okay, thank you. So Ms. Kim,
Yes.
your client has already been instructed to stay away or to have no further contact with Mr. Assad Kuram. Okay, so that's from another court. She's not to have any contact with him whatsoever. That's going to be the order of this court also. She is also to stay away from the 680 Wellingborough Court. No contact, just put your hand down, ma'am, please. No contact means absolutely no contact whatsoever. Okay, it means no physical contact, no phone contact, no internet contact, no social media contact, no contact whatsoever. If that order had been followed in the underlying case, we might not be here for this case. So there's to be no further contact and stay away from the Wellingborough Court address. I'm going to take the solicitor's recommendation of a $2,000 good bond, along with the no further contact, to stay away, and the no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. I am always reticent to keep a mother or a father from their children. So there will be third-party transfer for visitation of any minor children. And I'll let some other court, if you all choose necessary, to work out arrangements, but this order will be third-party contact for visitation.
Your
All
Honor,
right.
can my client have one-time law enforcement officer escorted visit to retrieve her personal belongings?
Okay, let me just say she should not need a one-time escort because she should not have been at that address to begin with. I will allow a one-time escort in case she does have any belongings at that address. But given the underlying order, there shouldn't have been any contact to begin with. But I will allow her to get any belongings that she has there. Your client has her hand up, Ms. Kim.
Miss Kuram, please call me if you have any question.
One thing, there is a misunderstanding. The
I strongly recommend you not to speak.
Ma'am, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You might think that what you're going to say is going to help you, but you have solicitors here, and people often think that what they say will help them, when in actuality it hurts their case. So I'll let you speak with Ms. Kim at a later time so that you can explain anything you need to explain to her.
Yes.
Your Honor, the 680 Welling Grove Court is my house, and Mr. Kuram was visiting my house from his previous residence. So it's actually my residence, and he was there to help with the kids.
Okay, well, is that correct, Mr. Saad?
That is not correct. Actually, we both, I paid off the loan for the house. So technically it's both of our house, but I mean, she.
Where do you live, sir? Do you live
I live in this address only.
At 680?
That is correct, yeah.
Oh, okay. Since he lives there, she can't go back there, okay? All right, good luck to you, ma'am. You also, Mr. Saad.
Next, you have position 25, Mr. Weaver.
Good afternoon, Mr. Weaver. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. You've been charged in case 23 CR 004088C with possession of marijuana less than an ounce and simple assault. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
Second arrest, 2016 armed robbery.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Nimini?
Yes, Your Honor. This event happened yesterday, June 29th of this year at 2118 DeForest Ferry Road Northwest at a Shell gas station. Officers were dispatched to the mentioned location, and they spoke with the victim, Mr. Santo Chowdhury. Mr. Chowdhury stated that he and the defendant were in a verbal argument about the location's restroom, and defendant brandished a handgun, walking around the store with it in his hand. At the time, the barrel of the gun was pointed towards the floor, but Mr. Chowdhury did say that he did fear that he was in imminent danger. Upon the officer's arrival, defendant was reversing out of the parking space at the location, and he was advised to exit out of the vehicle. Once detained, officers conducted a search in which they found a plastic bag of marijuana in the left pocket of the defendant, in addition to a black bag with a scale commonly used to package marijuana, and a Glock 22 Generation 4 handgun under the driver's seat of the car that driver was in. Considering that the bond is currently $600 for the possession of marijuana, the state does ask for $1,000 surety bond. And currently for the simple assault, bond is currently at $2,000, but the state is asking for $15,000 surety bond. No alcohols, drugs, or weapons to stay away from the location. No further contact with Mr. Chowdhury. Yes, that is all, Your Honor.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Mr. Weaver is 24 years old. He was born and raised here in Georgia. Your Honor, he got a job about 2 months ago at Home Depot. He stocks the trucks, and he graduated from high school. And Your Honor, we would like to request for a signature on bond for marijuana. Usually most of marijuana possession charges, they're dismissed or NOD gets filed. I really think signature bond is due for that charge. For simple assault, Your Honor, we would like to ask for a signature on bond, and yet if Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond, we ask for $1,000 maximum bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
For the possession, it's going to be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. For the simple assault, a $4,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Forest Ferry Road address. No further contact with Mr. Chattery, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Which means, Ms. Kim, that if Mr. Weaver has a firearm, that he is going to have to relinquish it.
Oh, question.
Mr. Weaver, please, you got the SOB signature on through jail, so that's the best. Please do not say anything, and you don't hurt your case. And you may want to surrender your weapons. That's
Oh, that's also, I don't know where it is. Once he took it from me, like the police, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it's at the annex or not.
Okay, well, he'll have to, if he gets it back, he cannot get it back, Ms. Kim.
okay.
All right, who do we have next? Good luck to you, sir.
Position 28, right?